Stories from the Commie days. Let's go on to some characters. Moving on to a new chapter. In the previous one, let's try and see if we pack this up. There was a lot of lamentation over some 5 or more episodes on a phone call in the night, or well, crack at dawn. It wasn't crack at dawn because in winter there's no dawn. You still have 3 hours or more before the sun is up. Terminal. There was this word sir and very abusive, scary, terrifying, in fact, call. No explanation back. I'm going to go home or come back. And then for a few days doing the packing and giving the papers away, and thinking what would have been happening there. Well, I never knew. I went back as far as I can remember. Did not work for quite a while, but then that was to be expected because it was the end of the winter season, and then in spring you have very few coming, and then with late spring, summer, something, I guess, moved. And then maybe I have Claire. So yeah, let's stay on with Claire instead of Daniel. I was thinking to speak of one of the richest people in the land now, but let's not get there to him now. Let's speak of Claire. I don't have dates anymore. Indeed, there are some things which happened in 1 year, but I think it happened in the one before or next. I may be missing with a few years, but that's not important. Nobody's really interested in dates or in anything here. It's clear, but who knows, maybe some other people from another planet will, if they come here millennia from now and they find some things, and among them it's this, and they put the life of a human being in late 20th century, beginning of the 21st, trying to see what was going on, which is not representative. In fact, maybe it is, because the commoner, this is not no influencer, no celebrity, nothing. It's just, well, maybe that's a celebrity. He's been in a commercial with blue and gold. So anyway, coming back. It might have been 1989 in the summer, really? And this was in 1989 winter, end of winter. February thing with a call in the night. Maybe, if not, then 1988, because it's still it's close to the revolution, coming close. So there was this group of British people, 2 buses. I was on one, and then Stefan Dascalescu in the other. A relative, apparently, of Prime Minister in the Commie days, a guy with some connections. A funny individual, good looking. I thought he looked like De Niro somewhat. And then friendly, amiable, nice to be with. We would have a spat, in fact, quite a conflict after 1989 in the spring of that year, anticipating when he called. This is after the revolution, and he said, "Look, I'm going to the West." I don't think he said Switzerland. and I need some money from me because I'll make some investment. I'm bringing some things back which I will sell. That was a thing earlier in consignatia, in bringing things. This was an empty space, nothing. I kept mentioning in the previous episodes. You had to queue for bread and milk, never mind bananas. I had not seen bananas in years. Well, you did have the dollar shops, but that's another story. So I'm going there, and I need, I think he said 1,500 for what I plan to, and then I will give it back to you, and in exchange I'll do you a favor, I'll bring a car for you. So I said, okay, I'll give you the 1,500, and if you say you bring a car for me, which looked like also sort of an advantage, he's coming back with a car and brings whatever stuff he has. At one point in the first years after 1990, we brought second-hand televisions. We had some scoundrels cheating us, but again, let's try and stick to the point as much as possible. Checked one television for us. Look, it's working very fine. And then we went to have a coffee in another room, but he packed a different television. So when we opened the box back home, this one didn't work. It was another. Then in Vienna, in Mexico Platz, they supposedly sold us videotapes. And when we also opened the boxes, we found paper inside, not tapes or anything else. So anyway, 1,500, $1,000. That's maximum. I don't have. I was making money because I had started working with the media. I'm in Newsweek. Met Michael Myers. There is the revolution, and I'm quoted. I keep also boasting about that. A student, Berlin University was a student, told us. So, a student and working as a guide. And when he came back, Stefan, he said, look, I found this car, and it's 2,500 and all the money. But I thought that's such a good opportunity, one in a lifetime. So I brought the car. That's another story. And the car, in fact, was a total wreck, as they call it, when you don't get to change parts because it's so damaged. And it was in a mechanic shop, and we had to push for it to be shown, and then it was stolen, but that's still a bit in the future. So rewind. Stefan, when first met, he was not the guy who would, in a way, cheat me or not to. Well, let's calculate 2,000, maybe. I mean, that's not the whole. No, the whole thing, 2,500, because he might have been paid to take this thing out of Switzerland in Swiss plates altogether. So never mind paying anything for the car. Besides, that's not what we agreed. I mean, that's anyway. But to begin with, nice, pleasant. And besides, we entered into a sort of a double date. It's not a foursome, but there were two nice girls, maybe more, but two nice girls in the group. One was Claire, and the other, I forgot the name, let's call her Susie. And I was having sex with Claire during this day, and then this would go on to become a thing. And Stefan married, and I put this here because it doesn't have, I mean, it's not as if so many people, and then it becomes a thing, and it's a piece of news. I don't think he is anybody anymore. He's never heard of him. Now that I follow the news, local news, try and see what's happening in the world. And this has such a small audience that it's not as if somebody, let's see. And besides, as I said, he was quite nasty towards the end, so well, I should treat him. And it doesn't have any, let's stay on him, even if I mention his name. And there could be the first and the second are rather common. There could be in this land 10, 30, would say. So, there you go. It was the same as a combination. Stefan, there would be more than 10,000. That's cool. Not more than 10,000, but 1,000. So anyway, and we took them, just as they arrived at the airport, we took them to Leboda, a place in Pantelimon, in the southern part of the city. But let's finish this because it's getting too long, and continue tomorrow.